to the chat where you're checking in from, what time it is where you are, or just the thumbs up even just to let me know that you are able to see me, you are able to be connected. Thank you so much, my love. Had to get some support, guys. I'm not sure if this chat's working at all. Good morning, guys. Good morning. Welcome in. Thank you for being here. Thank you for joining and being a part. We're talking this morning about perseverance. Looks like the chat is in slow mode. Uh, So with the chat in slow mode, I'm not getting anything from the chat. I don't know if you guys aren't typing anything or if there's just how the slow mode works on this mobile, but I'm gonna go ahead and share with you guys this morning. I appreciate having you in. We wanna talk about perseverance, guys, and the power of perseverance. What did it mean to persevere? And then how you have to implement it. There is a scripture, I believe, in Isaiah that says, it's about Isaiah 40, maybe 20 something. It says, those that wait upon the Lord shall mount up with wings like eagles. They shall run and not get weary. Uh, I think it says they should walk and not faint. I'm paraphrasing. I don't have the whole Bible memorized, guys. I apologize for not having but that's kind of the King James version. And essentially it's saying those that wait upon the Lord will be blessed by the Lord. Now, here's the thing is so many of us believe that when we hear wait, it means to actually wait, right? It means to wait, like to wait on a bus stop or good morning. What's up? How are you doing, T? Thank you for stopping in this morning. Thank you for being a part. Appreciate it. Where you checking in from? What time is it where you are, guys? This chat is in slow mode, but do not hesitate. I'm gonna try to fix that the next time. It's like a 15 seconds delay between each message. So we'll try to make sure we get that fixed. So one of the things that is important for understanding perseverance is understanding that when you persevere, your endurance, the process of persevering is not just waiting. You have a blessed day as well. Thank you for checking in Barcelona. What time is it there in Barcelona? It should be the evening time in Barcelona, right? So one of the things that's really important about being able to understand perseverance is that perseverance is not uh, it's not just a measure of pause. It's not just a measure of watching. Perseverance requires action. All right, 12:26 in the afternoon, awesome. Okay, so you guys are 6 hours ahead of us. Thank you very much for being in. Hey, I want to try to say the name. Troneepe Keladab. Kiladab. Let me know if I was close to that. Let me know if it was anything close. Thank you for stopping in. Please go ahead and drop a thumbs up or a like. You can subscribe, share. I really appreciate it. And so one of the great things about perseverance when we figure it out is that we understand that perseverance, 356 for 6169. It's not my name. Don't even bother. Hey, close. Thank you very much. Welcome in, Chantel. All right, guys. So I have been very adamant about respecting me and my wife. Thank you very much, guys, for being a part of the channel. Thank you very much for being here. But please, be respectful to me, my wife, and our relationship says, my name is Aditya. Aditya. Did I say that correctly? Aditya? I hope so. So guys, so what does it mean to persevere? So persevere means when challenges arise, it's not just a matter of saying, hey, I have challenges, I have things that I'm going through, and I'm gonna sit these things out. I'm gonna wait until they blow over. I'm gonna be here and I'm gonna just kind of I'm gonna stay calm and I'm gonna be okay. No, that's not how perseverance works. So first and foremost, in order for you to even get to the point of persevering, you first have to be trying to do something, guys. In order for us to even begin to look at perseverance, we have to be looking to achieve. You did good. It's actually an Indian name. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. If I can get a thumbs up for that, I really appreciate it as well. And so one of the things that's going to be really important, guys, when we start talking about how we want to endure, how we want to live our life, how we want to, give me a moment, how we want to take on challenges, how we want to prepare to live with strength, with purpose, continue to apply our purpose, to understand our purpose, and to work within it. In order for us to do that, in order for us to truly be able to say, hey, I understand who I am, I understand what I'm working towards, I also understand the challenges of getting there, we have to actually start. We have to actually put in the work to start getting to those points, to achieving those goals. We can't just sit around and just say, oh, well, we'll see what happens. We have to have a goal. We have to have something we're working towards. When we have a goal and we have something we're working towards, one of the first things we understand is that it's going to take repetition. Thank you very much. A student not struggling with finances. Not a problem. The great thing about it is this channel isn't just about finances. Finance Fixers is in there because a lot of what people are doing in life, there are always questions about what's the next step with my finances? How can I work with my finances? But this channel really is a focus on discipline and leadership skill sets. And so it's about how you become the person capable of managing your finances no matter what level you're on, no matter what your focus is, or where you're at in your journey. So whether you're a student, whether you are a young professional, entrepreneur, a CEO, developing these skill sets and these disciplines internally, because a lot of what you're going to know and what people are going to ask about finances is fairly simple. We know buy low, sell high. I mean, basic principle. We understand there's some things that we may not know, but it's important to know. We don't need to know them until we need to know them. So that's going to always be important. Thank you. I appreciate that. I try hard to support and motivate. Stevie, good morning. Welcome in. How are you doing? And so with all the things that we look to do in life, discipline is going to be the foundation. Discipline is going to be the foundation. It's going to be the area in which we're looking to grow, where we're looking to do the most to achieve our goals and make it to our purpose, to live our purpose, to achieve mastery and development. So what does this mean for us? Well, what it's going to mean for us is as we are going out into the world, we're doing the things that we're looking to do. We are developing, we are growing, we're living the purpose that we say we want to live. We understand it's going to require repetition. We're going to have to get up on a daily basis. We're going to have to be apart. We're going to have to take our steps, our strides. We're going to have to make sure we are willing to be um, dedicated to it, right? So that repetition is just the process of doing it on a regular basis, whatever the challenge may be, right? And we all have the ability to do that. We all have the ability to get up and to do that thing daily we say we're going to do. The next thing that we want to do is we want to understand it's going to require patience. And what is that telling us? Well, patience is telling us that in order for us to be able to achieve our goals, we're going to have to know it's not going to happen overnight. This repetition that we're looking to apply, this effort that we're looking to put in, is going to require for us to show up on a regular basis and keep showing up, knowing that, hey, this is not going to happen overnight. This isn't going to be the first time or the next time I wake up, but that it is attainable. And patience is different from perseverance, which is what we're talking about today. And I'll get to that in just a moment. The third thing that we're going to have is consistency. And consistency is where that plan comes in. Consistency is saying, hey, here's my plan. I want to grow. So not only do I want to start to do the things that are necessary for me to achieve my goal, but I want to have a path for those things. I want to understand that I'm doing those things. I'm doing them for a reason, and that I am growing. I'm going somewhere. There is a end destination, but there are also stops along the way that are going to help me to arrive. And so as we go through those, we start to get to a point where we have to, there are always going to be some challenges, right? So at the beginning, like if we're dealing with finances, there's always going to be some challenges, because one of the things I say is one area of the life will usually impact another area of the life. So if you say, hey, I want to start to save money, you may find that one of the fastest things to do is to reduce discretionary expenditures, right? So quite often those are things like snacks, drinks, coffees, so things that, well, when we do those, we also have an impact on our health. And so what does it mean to have an impact on our health? Well, having an impact on our health is simply going to be about, hey, now that I've started to save money, I'm not spending as much money on sodas. I'm taking in less soda, right? I'm taking in less sugar. By reducing my sugar intake, I'm also improving my ability to be able to live longer. I'm extending my life. So we're having an impact in multiple areas by making a change in a single area. Now, what will happen is we'll also see that by making that change in a specific area, we may also incur additional challenges. So what does it mean to incur additional challenges? Well, the challenge in one area of saving the money may also result in a challenge in another area with being able to, give me a moment, the challenge in one area to be able to save the money may also result in a challenge in another area of your diet, or how you feel, or the types of food you eat, how often you eat. And so those things can create challenges that could then push back and say, okay, well, maybe I'm not putting away $15 a week or $3 a day, or however much that I'm putting away. Right, so now, what does all of that mean? It means perseverance is simply saying, don't lose sight of your goal. Keep doing the hard work, even when it becomes a challenge. Maxwell says, please tell me how I can do what I want to do to grow to be a better me, to impress the rest, to stop my bullies, but I'm still gaining weight and I don't get it. Jason is asking me, am I okay with gambling? Not sure what you're asking specifically, Jason. And Jordan, I'm not sure either. Can I get a little bit of clarity, Jordan? That's a lot. That's a lot going on. Let me know how old you are, Jordan. I think that's going to be important if we're talking about dealing with bullies. I always make the same recommendation. When you're dealing with bullies, especially if it's physical, you want to find support near you as soon as possible. Parents, family members, cousins, uncles, someone that you can speak to directly who is there, and then be clear about the help that you need. That's going to be step one. But as far as the other areas, we need to have a talk. We need to kind of get a better understanding of what the actual issue is. Give me just a moment, guys. My apologies for that. Okay, and am I okay with gambling? I don't understand what you mean about gambling. I'll let you know that games of chance are like, we take chances all the times with our life. So that's kind of an escape statement in regards to gambling. But I would need more clarity. I would need to know more about what you're talking about. I don't take a personal view on individuals' lives. So in terms of how do I feel about gambling for myself personally, I'm not a big gambler. I'm not going to say I'm not a gambler at all. I do enjoy some games of chance. And to say I don't gamble at all, sometimes the gambles I take don't have anything to do with money. It's just opportunities. Sometimes the gambles I take have to do directly with investing in my future. So I think on those things that I don't really consider that gambling either. Some people will refer to it as gambling. I look at it as an investment, and I look at it as the return on the investment is going to be based on my personal input, right? How much work, how much effort am I putting into this thing to see that it is successful? So not necessarily a gambling issue there. However, I do understand that, like I'm talking about here today, when it comes to perseverance, when it comes to personal development, and it comes to growth, that you're gonna incur challenges. There are going to be difficulties, and perseverance is an active thing. Perseverance is not passive. You cannot sit by and persevere. That's giving up. That's the opposite, right? And so a lot of people, especially when it comes to biblical principles, everybody wants to throw up their hands and, save me, Jesus. Come and get me, Lord. And it's like, okay, well, no. Like there are steps. There are steps that need to be taken. There are strides. There is work that needs to be done. And so that's important, because when you talk about, hey, baby, that's my wife down there, the baby birds. How are you doing, sweetheart? Thanks for being in here. And so one of the things that you're going to have to understand is that when you look at all of the things that can be a part of your life, when you look at all the things that can be a part of your journey, can be a part of either ensuring that you succeed or that you fail, your perseverance is going to require for you to take action, for there to be actionable behaviors in what you do in order for you to continue to grow. It's not just about sitting back and saying, oh, well, I want to get there, but this is so hard. And so, for example, for a lot of us, we work jobs. So we work these jobs, and then we're trying to get somewhere, and it doesn't happen. We want to get a promotion, and we have difficulty with getting the promotion, so we get disgruntled, right? We get upset. We're like, well, I've been doing good. Why am I not being promoted? And then the first thing we do is we look at external factors, which we have no control over, right? Oh, these cliques, these people have friends. Oh, these people started here. They know these other people. Oh, it's because of how I look. It's because of my gender. It's because of my ethnicity. Did I even say that word right? It's because it's everything. Oh, I wear glasses. They don't like the way I talk. They're afraid of me. Like, there are so many ways and so many reasons that we find for why we aren't where we want to be. And that's a distraction that sets us off, that moves us to the side, that delays our ability to master, magnify, and exemplify greatness throughout every area of our life. Because one, we don't have the ability to control the things that we don't have the ability to control. So why would I spend my time arguing, lamenting, complaining, and focusing on things that I have no control over? I can't control how this person got into that position. I cannot control the management's decision on how to get there. I can inquire about it. I can seek understanding. I can look to find a better, higher degree of what exactly they're looking for from me in order to be able, or what they're looking for in general in order for someone to move into a specific role. But even in doing so, I then have to implement that. I have to start to live that. New Life Management, Serenity's Prayer. Okay, Serenity's Prayer, that's the prayer from Alcoholics Anonymous. Right, and so that's the one that was like, yeah, give me the knowledge to understand the things the things I can't change, or something like that. I don't know this particular prayer word for word, but I think I'm familiar with the prayer you're talking about. So yes, that's one of the things we have to do, is we have to be able to understand, one, what serenity is, but also that in our prayer, that prayer requires action by us. So one of the hardest things to do is to quit doing something, right? Guess what's easier than to quit doing something? Guess what's easier than to quit complaining about your job? Guess what's easier than to stop arguing with people? Guess what's easier than to stop eating junky foods? Guess what's easier than to stop drinking sodas? Guess what's easier than to stop wasting your money on things? To start doing anything else is easier. To start doing anything. It's a lot easier to start eating healthy than it is to stop eating unhealthy, right? Because when you're trying to stop doing something, you don't have anything else to do. All you think about is this thing you're trying to stop doing, right? If you're trying to stop drinking, all you're thinking about is, hey man, I'm not drinking, right? And so when you're trying to stop worrying about how somebody else got the job that you wanted, how somebody else is in a position you want to be in, you have to stop thinking or focusing on how they got the job, and then start becoming the person you need to be to get the job, right? So as soon as you stop trying to figure out their life and how they got the life they want, you need to start by figuring out, what life do you want and what are the things that you need to do? It's a lot easier for you to do the things you need to do to get to where you want to be than it is to try to spend your time wasting your time trying to figure out how somebody else arrived at their life, or worried about how their life is impacting yours, because they're not. There are so many things. These principles are so simple. They tie together so seamlessly, and they're all about the same thing. They're all about finding a purpose, living your purpose, and understanding the process of living your purpose requires for you to be intentional with your actions. It's not about accidents. It's not about possibly doing. It's about intentional things with your action. Hello, everyone. Thanks for dropping in today. So the business that I have, my wife and I have started this business. It is the Bird's Nest Ventures, excuse me. And with Bird Nest Ventures, what we do is we do empowerment through discipline and leadership principles for improvement in all areas of your life. It's very simple. We sit down, we provide outlines, guidelines, and we provide support and direction to help you achieve your goals in life, from anything as small as improving your fitness, changing your diet, to building your business and expanding on it. We work with individuals, groups. It's for young entrepreneurs, students. It's for professionals. It's simply here as a way to understand the empowerment and the benefit of discipline and the leadership accountabilities, the leadership competencies of self-awareness and self-accountability. So you can always see the information for us. You can go to the channel, you can download a free copy of the 2DS, which is the Discipline Dividend System. It's free, it helps you get started on this process. You can also contact us there. The email is available in the bio. You can contact us and talk to us about how we can support you and help you to get you to where you would like to be. So that's the business, trying to stop smoking. Right, so you just heard what I said about stopping, right? It's not stopping. This is why doctors went to this is where the nicotine patch came from, right? So the nicotine patch is literally, hey, we believe a large part of what people do when they smoke is they just want something in their mouth. They just want to be active. So let's give them gum and let's put nicotine in it. Maybe not the greatest idea, but it is a transition, right? So let's make them, let's change the behavior, but still have the same issue, right? So what you have to do is, if you want to stop smoking, it's going to take discipline, and it's going to take work, right? One of the reasons quitting habits is so difficult is because the body becomes very used to them, and there is a chemical response to it, right? So there's the mental response, but then there's also literally a physical sickness that you'll have to go through. And so that can be very challenging for people, very difficult, right? So that process needs to say, hey, versus me just saying I want to quit smoking, what is something that I'm going to take on? What is something I'm going to take up? What is something I'm going to do? My dad is 80, mom is 40. Make a house for us. How can I even earn money online? Somebody. All right, so you're 15. So now there's more information that I would need. In order for you to start making money online, the first thing you've done, step one, right? Step one is just being present, right? So you're not going to be able to make money in a marketplace that you don't show up into. So you've become present. The second thing is, I'm going to say, which is really the first thing, but the first thing really is figuring out who you are, what your purpose is, right? So there are a lot of get-rich-quick schemes. I've done things in the past that were get-rich-quick schemes. I flipped a house, right? So I flipped a couple of houses. So where I just went in, I did the wholesale. I went in, I got the person to agree to sell. I took the deal to somebody else, sold it, didn't take any money out of my pocket. I was able to do that a couple of times. I was also able to just sell things directly to clients. Like I've sold watches without any money out of pocket. I've sold fitness equipment without any money out of pocket. You know, I find literally I just went between the individual and the customer, and I went between the customer and the seller of the product, and I just made the connection, right? So no storefront, nothing like that. You just reach out, you go to where people are. I was a personal trainer, so it was easy to be in the gym. So it was really easy for me to go in and say, hey, if you want to do a home gym, you don't want to have to come to the gym to get your workout. Here's how you build your home gym. Here's what it's going to cost you. So if you sign up for me for a 6-month training program, I can get you a discount on the cost of the equipment. And when you look at the fact that you will be able to train at home, You no longer have to pay the cost of being a membership at the gym. And over this 6 months, you're actually going to save yourself about $1,500, right? And so how do you do that? Well, you find out the companies that sell the weights. You tell them, hey, I want to purchase weights at wholesale. I want to purchase them in bulk. I'm opening a small gym. You talk to them, they'll give you a price. You never give that price to the customer. You always tell the customer what the retail price is, and then you get a markup on the price that you charge for the equipment. And then you also get your cost for providing the training sessions, and you're locked in for 6 months with the client, right? So that gives you a half a year of earning just like that, and you're on the go. Now, is that in your purview? Is that in your window of what it is you want to provide? I don't know, right? So I can't just tell you, hey man, let's just go do this thing I did. You have to start there. You have to find out what's the thing you do, who are you, who do you want to be, and what are you providing, right? So because the biggest thing is going to be, right now you want to solve a problem for you, right? Dad's older, mom's younger, you're 15, you're trying to find a way to retire the family, and those are things for you. You're like, how do I do this? How do I get money? How do I get things done? Well, the quickest way to find to make money is to stop trying to solve your problem and start solving someone else's, right? So instead of trying to figure out how do you get money, find out what problems people have that you have the ability to solve, right? This is the biggest thing for many of us, is we find ourselves in a position where we're trying to solve our problems versus solving the problems of others. When it comes to making money, the money is in the pocket of the people with the problems, right? So I heard Myron Golden say this. He's one of the people who I follow here on the platform. One of the interesting things about Myron Golden is that he made this statement where he says, all the money that you seek to make is in the pocket of the people that are around you. You're not waiting for new money to be made. You're looking to get the people with the money in their pocket to take it out and give it to you for solving problems for them, right? So McDonald's, convenience. I don't even, like, how many of us have seen the specials and have watched the shows about what goes into a McDonald's burger, about what goes into chicken nuggets, how they're made, how much of it is food, how much of it is not food? We've all seen these, right? We've all heard of the specials. We've all seen the processes and the programs. So having seen all of those things, then to come around and still eat McDonald's, right? They're not going out of business. They're not falling off. That's significant. That's showing that for what they provide at the price or the cost they provide it at, it solves a problem for people. And for most people, it is not hunger. It is convenience. I can tell you, as a father of 7 children, the convenience of not having to wash dishes, just that alone, the convenience of not having to go through the cleanup of the household after preparing a full meal is a convenience that you're willing to pay some money for. And the kids get something to eat, right? So you're in an entrepreneurship from India. I'm good at editing, but I don't know how I can be a freelancer and get clients. They have a lot of people who are out there doing the same thing, right? So one of the keys for anything that you're gonna do is you wanna get started. But also you have to understand, how do I explain this? Where your skill intersects with your passion is where you'll usually find your purpose. Because you have a skill, so my degree, I have 2 degrees. One degree is in graphic arts, one degree is in personal training. I'm not working in either one of those 2 fields, right? Because it's not who I am as a person, right? Now, I've worked in both of those fields and I've been successful working in both of those fields. But who I am as a person, as an individual, as a coach, I'm a leader, I'm a motivator. I also understand that I am here to help solve problems, right? I'm here to help people solve problems. When we come to the realization that this is who we are, and we start living in the realizations of who we are as people, then we may find out that this thing that we have uh, um, a skill in may not be the thing that we do. But then we have to also understand is that oftentimes, and for a lot of us, because there are a lot of people who need those services, um, that we also have to find and put ourselves, as you just said, we have to put ourselves into the groups around the people who are going to be where we want to be, who are traveling the path that we're traveling, who are going the places that we're going, who we're going to be able to share our experiences with and grow with and learn from. Now, you can build that circle. You may find that, so I'm not trying to move you off of what you're trying to do. I'm just trying to open up your eyes to what's already available to you. You may find that the money for you is not necessarily in designing the pages, right? So it may not be, so you say the entrepreneurship from India, I'm good at editing, but I don't know if I can be a freelancer and get clients. So depends on what you're editing. I don't know if you're editing audio. I don't know if you're editing film. I don't know if you're editing web pages. I'm not sure what it is what you're designing or editing, but your money, your profession may be in bringing those people together. So you have to understand a lot of people believe they have to do what they're doing. Focus on continuing to develop yourself. So video editing is a skill that you have. But who are you? At 15 years old, who are you? What is your spiritual center? What is your understanding of your purpose? What is your focus for your future? What makes you happy? What truly drives you? What is important to you, if nothing else? If there was no, if cost was not a concern, what is important to you? How would you spend your time if there was no cost associated with spending your time? How would you spend it? Who would you spend it with? Where would you spend it? All of these things are going to be important questions for you to ask yourself, because what you're talking about may not be tied to the specific skill that you have. And for so many people, this is what the challenge ends up becoming, is that we are so, and I lived this way for a long time, that my belief that what I did was a definition of who I was, that I spent so much time working on trying to get great at the thing that I did not spend enough time working on being the great version of me that I needed to be in order to sustain and maintain what was coming into my life. If that makes sense. Like, does anybody kind of understand what I'm saying here? I'm saying that we have a lot of different professions out there. There are a lot of different ways to make money, and we don't necessarily have to start a business. For a lot of us, we can be wealthy working the jobs we're working. We just have to become the people who can understand the processes of attaining, sustaining, and maintaining that wealth. What if you don't know what you want to be? What do you do? So that's the thing. If you don't know what you want to be, the primary thing that you're going to want to do is figure that out. Like I said, it takes faith. So what are the steps to figuring out what you want to do? Well, one, do you know what it feels like to be happy? Do you know what your happiness is? If you do know what your happiness is, what's that thing that you would be doing if you could be doing that thing at any point in your life, right? If you know what that thing is, now you want to start to figure out, how do I get there, right? How do I become the person who is deserving of this life that I want to live? And we don't all, like I said, we don't all need to be freaking Elon Musk. We don't all have to We don't all have to create Teslas. We don't all have to be the next great skyscraper builder. We don't all have to be that. Those things are out there. What we have to do is we have to first identify what makes us happy, right? So you want to be an astronaut as you love space. Okay, so how much work are you doing on yourself to be the person who can be an astronaut, right? What are the requirements? What are the physical requirements, the mental requirements? What are the knowledge requirements? What's the emotional requirement? What are those requirements to get there? Because if you want to be an astronaut and you know that's what you want to be, then the work you do to get there, to become that, isn't challenging. The work you do to get there, to become that, is just a part of your journey, and you can enjoy it. And so now we're not looking at money. We're no longer looking at how much is it going to cost me to become an astronaut. We're not looking at how much am I going to make to become an astronaut. We're simply looking at, hey, I want to do the work necessary to become an astronaut. How do you monetize it? YouTube. I mean, like, at no other time in history has it been so easy for people to get their hands onto the tools necessary to just make to share their story, and where their story could be so valuable. So that's going to be a major thing. Thank you, I appreciate that. That's going to be a major thing about being able to move forward and to build our lives. A major thing for you, Jay, specifically for wanting to be an astronaut to move forward and build your life. One of the key focuses is going to have to be working on yourself, right? And so as you start to work on yourself, if you want to share that journey, if you want to post about the steps that you're taking, the classes that you're joining, you may find, like you said, like someone else said earlier, I think it was X Apex or 10 Apex, I'm not sure how that's supposed to be stated, but stating specifically, hey, I want to find a group of people. You'll find that there are a group of people out there. There are a world of people who would like to join you on this journey, who would like to be a process, who would like to be a part of this process with you. And so what does it mean when you say, hey, there are things that I want to achieve, or there's a person who I want to be, and how do I get to be there? You've already explained it. You already understand that there is science knowledge that you have to have. There's body health that you have to have. Start working on those things. Work on you. Work harder on you than you do on the job. And then on your way to astronaut, because everything is about discipline. It's about repetition, patience, consistency, and perseverance. As you know, you're not going to wake up tomorrow and be an astronaut, but you know you're on that journey. Share that journey, and you may find success on your way to mastery, right? And then that opportunity that you're looking for in the future is, in order for you to be an astronaut, you have to be prepared to be an astronaut. We're not making movies where we're taking people out of oil fields and dunking them in water for 2 weeks so that they understand how to handle the weightless atmosphere. That's not what we're doing. We're looking at real life situations where you're saying you want to be someone specific, right? So that's going to that's going to require for you to take your time to do the work to achieve the goal, right? It's going to require for you to go ahead and focus on that. And then as you do that work, as you start becoming the person you're supposed to be, you may find that opportunities for you to provide support for others comes up. And then along that path, and I can't tell you specifically what it's going to be, but there are great ways for you to help others. There may be others who are just struggling in science, and you may find out, because you spent time working on your knowledge in science, that there are a large group of people who are prepared to pay you just in order for them to get access to your knowledge, to your ability to study, to get your assistance in them studying. That can be a revenue. That can be a revenue opportunity. This is why it's important for you to figure out what makes you happy. What do you enjoy? So no matter whether or not someone is going to pay you for the things that you enjoy and the way that you enjoy living, you are going to enjoy it. Along the process, you're going to live, you're going to grow, you're going to enjoy. All right, most important, stars. I'm learning about it. However, I could possibly ditch my friends. I mean, right. So you're already becoming the person who you need to be. And you enjoy the process of becoming this person. Continue to be that. And then continue to grow your community, continue to grow your space, continue to become the person who you're looking to be, and then allow for your life to speak to that. Guys, hey, I see you, if 20 some people in the stream right now. If you haven't dropped a thumbs up yet, please drop a thumbs up. Please like, subscribe, and share. I appreciate everyone for being here. It's always great to have people be a part of the stream. I enjoy sharing. Today we're talking about perseverance, and specifically for you, Jordan, perseverance is going to be a big thing, right? Perseverance is understanding that, hey, I'm not going to wake up tomorrow and be on a rocket ship, but there's a journey to get there. And I say this to everyone, and I say this all the time. If you are trying to get somewhere, if you're trying to achieve something, if you're looking to grow your life in any area, you have to understand that it's going to take time for it to happen. It's not something that's going to happen instantaneously. And because it's not going to happen instantaneously, you have to be prepared to wait. You have to be prepared to persevere. You have to be prepared to understand that there are going to be difficulties that you did not expect on your way there, but don't give up. Don't stop working. Don't sit down when people say, okay, I'm going to wait this out. Waiting it out is not sitting down. It's not a rest period. It's when you understand this is where I need to find my next steps. This is where I need to go back in. I need to build. I need to develop. I need to continue to grow. I need to continue to shape myself, shape my skills, and shape my talents. It's where I need to continue to grow my knowledge. I need to understand not only who I am, but who I'm becoming and how it's impacting others, how it's impacting my life and the world around me. As we continue to do that work, people will continue to grow. We'll continue to get stronger. We'll continue to get better, and we'll continue to see this prosperity come into our lives. Guys, thank you so much for being a part of this walk and talk with me this morning. I appreciate your time here. I appreciate the questions. I'm glad I could be of support. You guys take care and see you tomorrow morning at 4:30.